Welcome to Our Certain Point of View, where your hosts, Jim and Tim, will bring you new weekly discussions about the Star Wars universe. Our Certain Point of View is a fan-based podcast and has no connections with Disney, Lucasfilm, or any of their subsidiaries.
Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Our Certain Point of View. I'm Jim.
And I'm Tim.
And
Hello there.
Today we're going to do something unusual. This is not going to be a recap of The Mandalorian. This is a special edition podcast, which Tim has aptly called an escape pod. I like that. But we have a new commercial. And here it is. So,
say, folks, are you tired of that cut-rate car insurance? Are you fed up with your wife backing into the same old tree again and again? $500 every time she does it? Well, then have I got the solution for you.
yeah.
Bird's Insurance. Bird's Insurance, for one low price of $1 cajillion, will outfit your car for life. For life. Either your life or the life of the car. It doesn't matter. We're going insane. We want to give you top quality insurance. That's Bird Insurance. Bird with the B-I-R-D, Bird. Bird Insurance.
And there you have it. That's our second ever sponsor. Tim, what do you think?
Our Certain Point of View has a disclaimer.
My wife has never backed a car.
Similarly, my wife has not backed into a tree.
I also had some hesitation. In fact, the only time our car has ever been backed into anything, I did it.
Yeah.
I backed the truck into a trailer, jackknifed it, and so.
Sidebar: somebody did back into my mailbox yesterday.
Sidebar.
However, my wife didn't actually drive through the driveway yesterday, so not
Bird
her.
Insurance.
Bird Insurance.
Why are we recording today, Tim?
We are recording because we have a big event coming soon, Thursday.
Which is tomorrow for us, because this is December the 18th, Wednesday, and we wanted to get this out there.
So we are going to preview sort of everything that is Star Wars so far, but we're especially going to talk about the sequel trilogy briefly, Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, to give you an idea of where we are if you haven't watched those movies in a while.
Just need a little recap going into Rise of Skywalker like I did. Now, we don't have any information about Rise of Skywalker, so there's no spoilers. This is just us talking about where we left off. All right.
And even the books in between, the stuff that's come out, like Resistance Reborn book, we're not going to talk about any of that. If you chose not to do the preview of the movie through the book, then we're just going to do movie talk right now. So I've got a little strange, fun, special event planned here for Jim.
Should we say that till the end and do a recap first? Well,
This is everything else leading up to it.
Okay, do it. What is it?
Each of the movies represented as a haiku.
Ooh.
If you don't know what a haiku is a literary style using 17 total syllables. There are 3 lines, 5 syllables in the first line, 7 in the second, and the remaining 5 in the third. And that's what we have here. So it's a very, very brief, not 17-word, but 17-syllable recap of each movie. And then we'll do our actual recaps of the sequel movies. So what I'm going to do is do them in a kind of strange order to see if I can get Jim to guess which movie they are representing. 2 of them, just as a heads up, 3 of them have 2 different ones written for them to try to help out. Let's start with an easy one.
Okay.
Farm Boy, Rebellion. Obi says, use the Force, Luke. Death Star Kablooey.
Star Wars A New Hope.
Star Wars A New Hope, absolutely.
Yes, that's how we start. Everyone playing along at home should have gotten that one already.
Now, this is a direct quote from Star Wars. I am not claiming the words for this next one, but I'm going to use them here anyway. I hate sand. It's coarse and irritating, and it gets everywhere. Sand.
Oh my goodness, what could that be from? Well, it sounds like he's describing Jakku. So, yeah, I'm kidding. Come on, that's Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones, absolutely. All right, here we go. There's another easy one. Secretly breaking. Where are the Death Star plans kept? Everyone says bye.
Ooh, I'm going to go with the Rogue One.
Rogue One, yeah, they do all say goodbye.
That ends hard.
All right. Jakku Scavenger finds an ancient artifact, battle in the snow.
Revenge of the Sith. Oh, wait, no, Empire Strikes Back. No, I'm kidding. That's got to be The Force Awakens.
Force Awakens.
Battle in the Snow. That's how it ends, right?
Yeah.
That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yes, we are. Let's talk about the majority of the fun stuff in this movie. Praetorian Guards, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Luke's great sacrifice.
The Last Jedi.
Absolutely.
Not The Last Jedi, though, is he?
No.
All right.
All right, we got more.
Well, we've narrowed it down to just 3 more movies, am I right?
Well,
my
two
math
of
right?
them have double. I got 2 for you.
Doubles.
Yeah. Obi-Wan v. Jango, Rainstorm Battle, Camino, Yoda's Saber. Whoa.
That's, again, Attack of the Clones.
That is Attack of the Clones again. All right, here's a real easy one. The Empire Strikes Hoth. Han, frozen in carbonite. Vader is Luke's dad.
Empire Strikes Back.
Yes. All right, this one might be tricky.
Trick me.
Through a woman's heart grows man's determination, but now she has changed.
Through a woman's heart grows man determined. I don't know this. Is this Revenge of the Sith?
No.
Through a woman's heart grows man's determination.
Yep, he has
now
one.
she has changed.
One goal. This
No.
woman is the one goal, but then she was very different and changed.
Solo.
Yeah.
I forgot about Solo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, that's spoilers. Okay, go. Go.
Yeah. Grown men shed a tear. Lost to darkness, lost to fear. You were my brother.
The Big Lebowski. Grown men also cry. Grown men. Do my tears surprise you, sir? That's all Big Lebowski. So, okay, Revenge of the Sith.
All right.
Yeah.
I told you the truth from a certain point of view. A dad saves his son.
A dad saves his son. So that's Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. That's
that's
he
my
says
boy.
he says a certain point of view too.
He does.
We like to share our certain point of view.
And this is it, our certain point of view.
All right, 2 more.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of movies.
That's a lot of movies.
We are so blessed
That's
with Star Wars.
a lot of haikus.
It is.
All right, go.
Qui-Gon, Obi-Wan, the chosen one found he is. Darth Maul is awesome.
Big Lebowski. Phantom Menace.
Phantom Menace.
Breaking Bad.
And this is another duplicate because we've done all the movies, and this is a little bit trickier maybe.
Solo.
A Jedi rises, a Jedi becomes the Force, a Jedi returns.
I'm going to go with The Last Jedi.
Not The Last Jedi.
But you described The Last Jedi. A Jedi rises, a Jedi... What was it?
It does work for The Last Jedi.
Yes, it does. So
Yeah,
what was it again?
a Jedi becomes the Force, and a Jedi returns.
So that's...
It works for The Last Jedi.
That works best for The Last Jedi. I mean, I guess New Hope is where we see a Jedi fall.
I had that for Return of the Jedi.
Return of the Jedi.
Luke rises and identifies himself as a Jedi.
All right, so why are we here today, Tim? Excellent.
We're here to talk
I got
about Force
9 out
Awakens.
of 9.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
We had 12, 10.
So if you're playing along at home and you won, go ahead and get yourself a free bird insurance card.
Anticipation, end of Skywalker saga. Tickets are in hand.
Ah, Rise of Skywalker.
Yeah, all right.
Anticipation.
How was that 5 minutes?
All right, so
That's
Tim-
called poetry, folks.
I'm sitting here scratching my head, and I'm getting ready to see Rise of Skywalker in less than 24 hours. What was happening when we last saw our heroes?
Well,
Where was Rey, for example? Is Poe still alive? What's going on?
There's a lot going on, and we're going to let you know.
Think we can say it in less than 10 minutes? That's my goal.
I think so.
All right, so Kylo Ren is fighting Luke, and I think this gives a pretty good summation at the end of Last Jedi of where we are, because Kylo Ren says inflammatory remarks to our hero, Luke Skywalker, as far as we know, the last Jedi. I mean, depending on how you feel about Rey.
Yeah, absolutely.
And Kylo Ren says to him, the Resistance is dead. The war is over. And when I kill you, I will have killed the last Jedi. To which Luke says, I wrote it down and you didn't. What did Luke say?
Luke says,
Amazing.
amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong. I didn't need to write it down.
Darn, you didn't. I had to write it down. Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong. The rebellion is reborn today. The war is just beginning. And you know, looking at the trailer for Rise of Skywalker, might have been onto something there.
Yeah.
And he says, and I will not be the last Jedi. And when he says it, the camera cuts
Straight to Rey.
To Rey.
Yeah.
So we can assume that starting off with Rise of Skywalker, Rey is now our last Jedi.
Rey's going to identify herself as a Jedi, I think, at this point.
And she says to Leia, so all our heroes are gathered in one place, finally.
Yes.
Where is that place?
On Crate.
The Millennium Falcon is what I was going for.
Oh, well, right now they were on Crate, and then they leave Crate.
So they're leaving Crate, and we got... Do you want to do a roll call? Who's on board that ship?
Everybody's there.
No, Luke's not there.
Well, sort of. He's the Force now. He's everywhere.
Luke's everywhere. Luke told Kylo, the last thing he said to Kylo was...
See you around, kid.
See you around, kid.
He also told him that if you strike me down in anger, I will always be with you, like your father.
Like your father.
Yeah.
So, I do expect we'll see Luke in this new movie. Who is... I don't suppose there's much else we really have to say. So, Leia, Rey, Poe, Chewie, Rose, R2-D2, BB-8,
We got some porgs.
C-3PO.
I'm really hoping some of the ice foxes,
Porgs.
crystal foxes, made it on
Who am I missing? Finn. They're all on board the Millennium Falcon, and a bunch of what
Finn,
might
naked,
turn
leaking
out to
bag?
be red shirts. There's
Naked
other
Finn,
people.
leaking bag?
Who?
Naked Finn, leaking bag?
No, that was at the beginning of the movie. So they're on board the Millennium Falcon, and we don't know where they're going. And Rey seems a little bit defeated, and she says, "How do we build a rebellion from this?" And Leia looks at her and says, "We have everything we need."
Yes.
And it's interesting because the camera is also focused on the broken lightsaber at that point, because we have not seen Rey build a lightsaber.
Correct.
Which is supposed to be the last task to make her a Jedi. So, but we know she has a lightsaber, a blue one, in the trailers and all that. So I assume we're going to see her build a lightsaber, which is going, her training has now become complete and all that happy stuff. All right, that's pretty much all I had to say. I mean, I don't really want to get into any sort of guesses as to what we're going to see in Rise of Skywalker. I just wanted to kind of summarize. Here's where we left off with Last Jedi. You got anything to add? You got a list of things there.
Yeah, I have I have kind of a very, very brief recap for Force Awakens, Last Jedi, like the stuff that has happened. Yeah.
What should I pick? What are we doing?
So that's what I've got. There's just kind of a brief everything that's happened, because there are some little details throughout that might matter later on. Some stuff in Rey's training and things of that nature when she's on Octo.
Okay, I have no idea what you want to talk about.
All right, so Force Awakens is pretty brief and quick. Poe gets a map to the missing Luke Skywalker. They all converge on Jakku. Rey meets Finn. We don't at that point know who the Force user is, which is kind of cool. We found out quick. They went to Maz Kanata's castle after they met up with Han Solo. The First Order at that point destroys the New Republic. They return to the Resistance base. They attack Starkiller base. We have one of the amazing lines of the sequel trilogy when Finn says, "We'll use the Force," and Han says,
Doesn't work that way.
"Yeah, that's not how the Force works." Then Han dies. Chewie is very upset, and Rey beats Kylo Ren in a lightsaber battle. That's all the stuff that happens in Force Awakens.
Yeah.
It's a pretty quick one, right?
That was quick.
Yeah. So then we're into Last Jedi, right? They start with the evacuation. We see the Dreadnought. We've got the Poe versus Hux talk, which is hilarious. We're all positive here. There are people that have some issues with the movie.
Me.
And that's fine. They can have those issues. But this is positive and good. So I'm going to try to point out some things that if you want to skip around and just look at the stuff, it's on one of your streaming services now. You can check it out. So Poe versus Hux talk is hilarious. There's a really great sequence of Poe versus the Dreadnought with the surface cannons. Then Rey finds Luke. He rejects her and rejects her training. And I'd say at this point he's not happy. He doesn't seem happy. He's miserable here. He hasn't left to relax and get away. He's miserable.
Self-imposed exile.
Yes. So the Resistance escapes into hyperspace. The First Order tracks them through hyperspace.
Picks him off.
Yep. Attack commences.
Where's
Kylo Ren senses Leia.
Yeah,
and
he
does
does.
not attack.
No, he
That's
doesn't.
important. But the others that are with him get her sort of. Holdo takes over and does not share her plan. We've kind of talked about this. And
What?
when Holdo takes over,
Who's Holdo?
Admiral Holdo,
Who's Admiral Holdo?
The admiral that takes control of the Resistance?
The lady?
Yeah.
Who does the hyperspace?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so she takes over, doesn't tell anyone her plan, which was Poe's big objection, is that he didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
And I've actually grown to be okay with this.
Well, let's not talk details. Let's get to storylines.
This is important.
Well, go ahead.
Hyperspace tracking was impossible at the time.
Yeah.
She didn't know. She didn't know if there was a traitor amongst them that was actually signaling the First Order.
So she kept the information from Poe and others.
And from everyone, because
Yeah.
that was safety. All right.
Fair enough.
So that's it. Then,
That was Admiral Hobo.
so Finn and some others disappear for a while,
Yeah.
right? Somewhere. We
They
don't know where.
disappear for a while.
And then they board Snoke's command ship.
Admiral Hobo.
Doe.
Board Snoke's command ship?
Finn and the others. We've left Holdo.
I'm just making this hard.
Yeah. So there's this scumbag from this kind of scummy planet who turns in Finn and the others.
Oh,
and they're
Benicio
captured.
del Toro.
Yeah.
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 He's a jerk. And then Rey
He's
has
from
her training.
Cantabite.
Well,
That's where we saw him.
we weren't going to talk about that.
We're not going to talk about Cantabite?
We weren't going to.
Well, we have to.
I said Finn and some others are gone for a while.
No, but at the very, very end of the movie, there's a
Well,
scene
then we
of
can talk about
Cantabite.
it.
Yeah.
Well, we can talk about
so I
those
don't mind
again.
saying the word. It reminds me of Cenobites. Do you remember the Cenobites?
Yeah.
Who are they?
Maybe I don't.
You
Maybe I'm
don't.
thinking of something different.
They're the bad guys in Hellraiser.
Oh, okay.
They're the scary people with nails in their forehead and stuff.
Yeah.
Those are called Cenobites. We're talking about Canobites. Oh, now I'm thinking about Cinnabon.
I'm not.
Anyway,
So,
Cinnabon.
Rey has her training with Luke, which is kind of cool and kind of dark. It's definitely not conventional training, but I like it. There's some weird Force interactions with Kylo Ren. Snoke later on reveals that he was the one who was making that happen. I'm a little hit or miss on how I feel about that, but that's what happened in the movie.
maybe it's important to Rise of Skywalker. We don't know.
Potentially. Luke is worried about her raw potential, which tells us she's very strong.
She is very strong.
Kylo tells her, this is an important piece, Kylo tells her that her parents were nobody, that they just dropped her.
Was he lying?
He might have been lying. We don't know, but I assume that that's important to talk
Sith
about.
wouldn't lie.
Yeah. Snoke delivers her to Snoke, much like Vader delivered Luke to...
No, Kylo delivers her to Snoke.
Who did I say delivered
You
to
said
Snoke?
Snoke delivered her to Snoke.
Oh, yeah. Kylo delivered her to Snoke.
You don't remember the movie as well as
I
I
don't remember
do.
the movie at all. Yeah, that's right. So at this point, Snoke gets killed, and what I saw as a wonderful use of Force abilities by Kylo Ren. I liked the way that Snoke went down.
I was okay with that.
I know that a lot of people, didn't like that
There's a
he
lot of
went down so
criticism of
fast,
that.
but the way that he did it was great.
I just
And
wanted
if you
his
read
backstory.
the comic books, you'll understand that he's been building to that is actually really cool.
What else we got?
Praetorians do not honor protection of the current leader.
No, their allegiance was clearly to Snoke, not
Yeah.
to whoever the leader of the First Order was.
So there's a really cool fight.
Which, that's a great point, because I didn't talk about who the leader of the First Order is now. Which is, I assume, where you're going with this.
Yeah, we did.
I didn't say it.
Praetorian Guards, Supreme Leader Kylo Ren, Luke's great sacrifice. That
You
was our
did.
haiku.
That was the haiku.
We got it.
Supreme Leader Kylo Ren.
Yes.
Hutch is going to call him that after he chokes him a little bit, right?
Yeah. So he asks Rey to join her. She says no, and then they fight a little bit, and then
And they break Luke's
for
lightsaber.
some reason they do break the lightsaber. That's very important.
Significant.
And then we don't need to talk about why, but there's an explosion that happens
Explodes.
across the ship.
Well, Hobo does that.
Yes, Holdo does that.
You called her Hobo.
Finn
Pew,
fights.
pew, Age.
Finn fights Phasma. It was pretty cool to see her actually get involved in this movie and not just turned off the security.
Come on, keep going. Otherwise, we're going to get into nitpicks. I'm going to start...
No, nothing bad. And then that's it.
exactly.
We're there. We're back to where you started at the beginning.
Okay, so
This is it.
then we see the stuff on Crate, and that's it. I think that's everything. The only last thing, the very last scene, because Leia says, and I think it's significant, we have everything we need, and they show the kids on Cantabite.
Yes,
And one of them is telling the story of Luke Skywalker,
which was awesome.
and then the slave master comes in there, yells at them, and they scurry away. And of course, one of them drops a broom. And,
No, he goes to sweep.
Yeah,
And as he walks up to it, it's leaning on the wall.
and
He reaches out, and the broom comes to him.
so the little kid's got the Force.
Or the broom has the Force.
So we don't have... Okay. Or
yeah,
it's
yeah.
Hogwarts.
I can mess with your words, too.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
words got messed with.
Fun bonus episode, folks.
So anyway, during the era of the Jedi used to keep a list of Force-sensitive kids.
Yes.
And they would go out and harvest them in their evil way. And the Sith would try to free them.
We're going to stay positive here.
The Inquisitors tried to free them. Because the Inquisitors tried to do that, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, to be serious. The Jedi would go get these kids and try to train them, but the Inquisitors tried to get that list, too. What was the Emperor doing with that list? Was he killing those kids?
Well, I think some, and I think
Because
some.
that was one of the comic book lines. Remember, Jocasta Nu had the list.
Yeah, I think some were being wiped out, but some I think were becoming the Inquisitors. I mean, somebody had to become the Inquisitors.
So this scene of a kid on Cantabite who has Force powers, but nothing's happened with him, indicates, I guess, that neither the Sith, and obviously not the Jedi at this point, are capable of having an organization of going out to get these kids anymore.
Or they're just not worried about it. Like, Snoke and Kylo Ren are so focused on going after Luke.
Yeah,
like, that's their primary
Jedi
thing, is going after Luke, and Luke's not doing...
So maybe these Force-sensitive kids will be important to Rise of Skywalker, or maybe they're important to Mandalorian, which obviously focuses on a Force-sensitive kid quite a bit. But we're not here to talk about Mandalorian. But oh my gosh, Chapter 7's out. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. Can't wait to do that podcast.
Yeah.
Anything else? Is that it?
That's it.
Are we done?
We're done.
All right. So don't forget bird insurance. I don't know what $1 kajillion is, but
My wife's a good driver.
my wife's a better driver than me. It seems like because
I thought you were going to say a better driver than my wife. I thought we were going to wrestle it out here.
I don't know how well your wife can drive, but my wife hasn't backed into things I have. So okay. That's it. And for now, I'm Tim.
And I'm Jim.
I forgot my name.
Yeah, you did.
I'm Jim.
I'll be Tim.
Whatever. And this is our
Certain point of view. Goodbye.
Wait, I've spoken. This is the way. Till our paths cross again.
Remember, the Force will be with you.
Always.
Always.
There's one more.
Use the Force, Luke.
Always. Bye.
Audio 1.